That was very convincing, thank you. Aleda Salaquer.
No, you cannot.
Okay, we appreciate that. Aleda Salaquer. No, we have an order. Aleda Salaquer.
Brother Chef, I would like to hear from the student.
We're going to follow the order on the list. Aleda Salaquer.
Excuse me.
And we will hear from everyone who signed up. We're going in order. We need to go in order, because when we don't, we're then accused of favoring people. Aleda Salaquer. We'll give you a chance. Everyone who signed up will get a chance. We need to go in order. Thank you.
My name is Aleda Salaquer, 501 Albert Avenue. I just want to speak as a parent. I have my kids in the public school system. Unfortunately, I had to take out my oldest one because there were so many issues that burden my heart that are happening with our youth. I'm also a youth pastor, so I get to see it on another level. And I worked for the Lakewood Public Schools for 9 years, so that you understand where I'm coming from as a youth pastor and as a mom. My son, I had to pull him out because he had XXX materials that were exposed to him. And gestures for oral sex were going on the buses, and when I tell you, it burdens my heart. And I think, I'm not saying that K-8 won't work. I do understand the rationale, and I have all respect for Professor Gupta. Did she leave? I thank God for her, and I'm glad she came. She spoke well. But this is the problem. The problem is we didn't have a chance to share. We should have had the opportunity to share Professor Gupta, other professionals, parents. We should have had the time to share the opinions, because the truth is there's research for and there's research against it. The truth is what's good for Lakewood is the question. Because Lakewood is very special and unique in its needs, and I believe that it takes a village to raise a child, and it's going to take a village to transform Lakewood Public Schools.
Translation, please. Actually, you know what? No. You translate it. You speak Spanish.
Soy pastora de jóvenes por 4 años, maestra también por 9 años. Lo he visto en las escuelas. Desafortunadamente mi hijo lo tuve que sacar de las escuelas porque a él se le enseñó pornografía. También estaban teniendo sexo oral en las guaguas. Estaban haciendo gestos de sexo oral. Y tenemos una epidemia muy grande, y es tan grande que una persona no la puede resolver. Toma un pueblo completo para criar un niño, y va a tomar el pueblo completo para arreglar el problema que tenemos en nuestro sistema público. No solamente cambiar la estructura, esto es solamente una bandeja. Changing K-8 by September of 2012 is just a mere band-aid. I'm sorry. It does not speak to the core issues that are happening in our public schools. It's so much deeper. It's social. It's beyond Ms. Silva. It's beyond me. It's beyond all of us. We need a whole system for positive behavior, and we need to transform our schools systematically. This is so much bigger. I'm calling to action for 3 things. Okay, I'm asking for 3 things. These are my actions. Because in any conflict, you ask for action, right? Conflict resolution, that's how we resolve issues. I'm asking for 3 things. I'm asking that you create a transformation team where clergy, parents, and community reps and experts are all present, and frequent updates are given to the community regarding the process. I'm also asking that we develop a 5-year plan with a focus, for example, how a school district has a whole published 5-year plan, 10-year plan for their school. Why don't we have that? We also should have it facilitated by a third-party facilitator. The other plan, I'm also asking that you take a look at having an assistant superintendent of human resources. Why? We have a lot of organizational development issues. When I'm talking about an expert at training and development that can maximize the internal capacity that we have, because we have a lot of turnaround, and let's face it, not too many people want to come here because they're scared of our community. Second of all, I'm asking that for a superintendent assistant, not because I don't love the superintendent we have now. We have a great assistant superintendent, but I'm saying that there's another role that's needed in the organization, because we need to establish and drive a value-driven culture. We don't have it right now. And I think this is something that one superintendent, I believe that Ms. Silva can't handle all the issues that we have. There's so many, they're so complex, that if she could have handled it, she would have done it in 3 years. No superintendent is going to come and fix Lakewood Public Schools in 3 years. It's not going to happen. It's too big.
Spanish. Remember that? Spanish.
Sí, yo estoy pidiendo 3 acciones porque en cada conflicto siempre se requiere acción. 3 acciones, 2 acciones que estoy pidiendo. 1, revocar la decisión primero. 2, crear un equipo de transformación donde hay representación de padres, de clérigos, de líderes de la comunidad y expertos y maestros. Que con frecuencia se comunique con la comunidad de acuerdo al desarrollo que están haciendo, el progreso, que reporten el progreso, que desarrollen un plan de 5 a 10 años, que también el que facilite el proceso sea de tercera third party, que una persona sin intereses, y también que desarrollen una posición de recursos humanos donde alguien pueda ayudarnos a desarrollar nuestra capacidad interna.
Sonia Vasquez. Sonia, take your time. Slowly, please.
I wrote 6.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Sonia Vázquez, vivo en la 132 de la Luz y Ross. El motivo de esta noche, primeramente, es como madre. Estoy preocupada por el cambio que se ha tomado de los grados de kinder al 8. Yo tengo un nene de 6 años, y hace 2 semanas él llegó y me dijo que un niño lo había tomado del cuello y lo trajo acá. Yo hasta este momento no recibí ninguna llamada de la escuela, no recibí nada, entonces no sé qué es lo que pasó. Y también estoy trabajando como presidenta de la organización de padres hispanos acá en Lakewood. Entonces, yo recibo cada día llamadas diferentes de padres que me dicen que tienen problemas con sus hijos en las escuelas. Entonces, por eso mismo, ellos están en contra de que se pueda aprobar esa ley. Y estamos por eso precisamente, para esperar de que ustedes tomen la decisión de dejar de cómo estar de kinder al grado 8, porque los niños más grandes ya pueden enseñar a los pequeños las cosas más malas que pueden hacer.
Sonia Vasquez, she's a mother, she's here in Lakewood. She has a son that is 6 years old. She has an incident that happened about 2 weeks ago, that someone took him by the throat in school, trying to, what she said, kill him. I guess he had marks. She said to this day she still has not received a phone call.
What school is that? Escuela. Which school? Oak Street.
She said she did not receive a phone call or a letter, does not know exactly what happened. She is president of a PTO for Hispanic parents, and she says she gets several phone calls from other parents that are very concerned, very worried about the change from K to 8. She's worried that the older children can share information with the younger children that is inappropriate.
How old was the child who dio vacation, the child who dio vacation, the child?
¿Cuántos años tiene el otro niño que tenía la situación con su hijo?
Exactamente no les sabría decir, pero sí es compañerito de él.
She doesn't know the exact age, but
Was it another child in Oak Street? Was it another child in Oak Street?
It was another child.
So therefore,
Supongo que sí, porque están en el mismo grado. Entonces, el problema es que yo tengo
They're in the
miedo
same grade.
de que se vaya a dar eso con niños más grandes. Si ellos que están pequeños están actuando de esa manera, ¿cómo van a actuar si ellos están con niños más grandes?
Did you report this to the principal's office?
¿Tú solicitas al principal o a la oficina del principal?
No se le dice.
Esto pasa en una escuela.
Lo que estamos luchando realmente es por la buena educación de sus hijos. No porque estamos ni unos a otros, ni a favor de quienes son, ni en contra de quienes son, sino que estamos luchando porque los niños...
Luna, 1 minute. Can you hold it? Can you translate Mrs. Morales?
Yes.
Why did she not report it?
¿Por qué tú nunca lo reportaste? She said that prior to that, she said that she's not here, she never complained, and she's not here to complain.
That's not her question. Why did she not report it?
Porque no le contestaste.
El niño me dijo que lo habían enviado con una hoja hacia la directora. No sé, yo no le puedo asegurar.
Her son told her that he was sent home with a letter from the school, from the principal. She doesn't know, she never got it.
Why did she, let me ask it, maybe, I'm sorry if I'm not understanding. Did your son tell you this happened? Can you ask that question first? Yes, you understand. Okay, poco. Your son told you? Yes. Did you tell the teacher? No. Did you tell the principal?
No.
Did you tell anybody in the school? Let's square it out.
¿Y por qué no?
No, porque lamentablemente yo trabajo y yo llamé a la escuela. Yo llamé a la escuela y la persona que me contestó me dijo, aquí no se habla español.
You called the school. What? Wait a minute. Oh no. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 minute. We're not going to do this. Mrs. Winters, are you here? You are the principality of Oak Street School, right? Do you have any Spanish-speaking secretaries there? Yes. How many Spanish-speaking secretaries do you have? One. And how many English-speaking secretaries? Two. Okay. All right. If you would like, Madame, Señorita, after the meeting, you'll translate. If you would like to give us the info, when did this happen? When? When? 2 weeks ago. If you could, would you like privately to give us some information about that? Okay. So please don't leave.
What?
And Miss Rosie coming. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I wonder what the staff who saw this happen did. I heard you saying okay, Rirgavita, I'm sorry again. Rirgavita Voliati. I'm saying this wrong. It looks like either rear or near Govito Valiti. Here, Miss Silva.
Can we get Miss Silva to translate the Spanish name?
Miss Silva should translate?
The Spanish name. The Spanish name.
Oh no, I have a lady right there. This is penmanship. She can't read it either. What do you say about that, Viv?
Okay, got that.
Well, you know, come on, you can't speak Spanish.
Margarita Valiente.
Oh. Margarita Valiente?
Sounds not better than you, Mike.
Let's laugh a little. Say your name for me. Margarita Valiente. What is your address? You speak Spanish? Go ahead. Just louder.
Es por la segunda vez que yo estoy acá. Yo siempre he ido a las conferencias que me han invitado, siempre he ido a empeño. Y yo digo que estoy a favor de la señora, porque no es porque dice malas palabras, que todos decimos que nunca tenemos tiempo. Yo, gracias a Dios, soy viuda, tengo mis 5 niños, no puedo dejarlos, yo estoy de acuerdo que vayan en una sola escuela. Gracias.
All right, can we have English, please?
Yes, Margarita Valiente, 117 Lake Drive.
That's okay.
She said this is the second time she's here. She goes to all the parent meetings, all her children's parent-teacher conferences. She is a widow. She has 5 children. She is in favor of K-8. It would be easier for her to have all her children in one school.
Thank you so much. Reverend Morris. I know I'm reading that right. Reverend Morris. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Take your time. The next person will be Edwin Lugo. Edwin Lugo, be ready on deck.
Good evening. I'm Reverend Robert Morris, the pastor of the 6th Street Baptist Church here in Lakewood. I'm Reverend Robert Morris, pastor of the 6th Street Baptist Church here in Lakewood. One of the things that I've been dealing with my congregation, and when they heard about what was taking place here, it brought about an interest to them that brought about a great concern, and that's why I'm here tonight. You have been given a great responsibility, and we applaud you for your efforts to represent the community's best effort for our education and for our kids. But I think as you see tonight, that even as you try to do things that are going to, you believe in your heart in the best interest, and that sometimes you find out that the public doesn't feel that way. And I heard early tonight, you said this is the biggest turnout you've had. The people are trying to tell you something. You had one lady just came up, and that's the first person I heard to oppose this whole program other than the professor. I listened to what the professor said, and as she spoke, she talked about having a bonding of the kids and not breaking them up and keeping them together. The only problem I have with that is we should be talking about taking those 6th and 7th and 8th graders and how we're going to bond them to go into the high school, not bringing them back in the little grade areas. They've gone through that area. We need to try to make sure we're working to move them forward in their life. I think many times the problem here, people are worried about safety. You know, we can't deny that there are situations. We're not trying to demonize all of our children. We have some good kids. But we also understand that at certain age levels that kids are more inquisitive about certain things that we don't want to expose to our younger kids. I don't know how many of you on the board have young kids, but how many of you really feel comfortable having your kid who's in kindergarten on the bus with the one who's 8th grade, not knowing where their mindset is at the time? Yeah. Not bad for you. We're here tonight to represent the community and ask you, as our representatives, to reverse this decision, or at least look into it a little bit more. I don't know who represented it from the last time that the vote or proposal was given, but tonight you see a true representation of the community and what they feel. We have to take some responsibility on our own. Because if you're saying that this is the biggest meeting that we've had, then we need to start coming more out to find out what's going on so that we can have a say on the rent all the time. Clergy in this town, just newly installed here, I will be here. I will be taking a better interest to find out what's going on in the town that I'm serving in. We thank you for all your time. We thank you for your efforts. But we showing the true representation of what we're looking for from our children. Let's sit down and talk about this before we push it in. Because I don't know, maybe you can answer it for me, but the group that voted it in, was it greater than this? Did you have the amount of voices and petitions that you have tonight? Let's allow us to work together. Yes. Thank you.
El reverendo el pastor Robert Morris, pastor de la Iglesia Bautista en la calle 6 en Lakewood. Él vino a hablar sobre la decisión. Muchos miembros de la iglesia vinieron a ser bien interesados y bien decepcionados con la decisión del cambio a kinder hasta 8º grado. Solamente 2 personas esta noche han hablado a favor del cambio. Él está hablando a favor de cambiarlo, o por lo menos esperar a hablar más sobre la decisión. Debemos trabajar más juntos primero y después específicamente hablando sobre los niños de 6º y 8º grado, y en vez de ponerlo para atrás en la escuela primaria, prepararlos para tener éxito cuando van al high school. Él estaba preguntando a la Junta específicamente cuántos aquí tienen niños que son pequeños de kinder y 8º y querían los niños juntos en un bus de transporte para que los niños de kinder se sienten juntos con los niños de 8º grado. Nosotros todos tenemos que ser responsables y tenemos que sentarnos y trabajar y hablar juntos sobre esa decisión. y otra vez pidiendo que la Junta cambie la decisión del mes pasado o por lo menos esperar y hablar más sobre esa decisión.
Thank you.
I'd like to address something that the pastor indicated. I just want people to think about, because I think the pastor brought up some very good points, and that is that we can't demonize our children in 7th and 8th grade. It is very natural for children, as you indicated, to be very curious. How do we then capture them? And I also want to ask the audience, I hear your thoughts, but what you're saying to me is let's keep it the same. Let's keep it the same is not working. So for you to say that a system that has been here, we've proven through many, many measures that the 7th and 8th grade is not working. So what is the recommendation for the change, other than we'll talk about it? And that's not good enough. And I say this with all respect, Reverend, that our children are not demons, and we shouldn't criminalize them.
We're not.
And therefore, to say to me, let's keep the same thing, you're not making implementation.
Are you asking a question?
Wait a minute, hold it. Now we're going to hear that in Spanish.
Lo que yo dije fue, con mucho respeto al reverendo que habló, él hizo muchos puntos buenos. Una de las cosas que dijo es que nosotros no podemos mirar a nuestros niños de 7º y 8º grado como si son criminales ya. Él sugirió que nosotros debemos trabajar con ellos, o sea, que debemos cargarnos con el 7º y 8º y trabajar con ellos para entonces hacer la transición a la escuela superior. Pero ¿por qué no podemos hacer lo mismo con el 6º, el 7º y el 8º? Para poder hablar con ellos, para que ellos tengan esa transición, solamente 2 transiciones, de la escuela hasta 8º y entonces hasta la escuela high school. Porque tienen que recordarse, y digo otra vez, los niños del 7º y 8º grado no son los hijos de ustedes, son los estudiantes.
Yes, pero are you asking a question? Are you asking a question?
Yes, she asked a question.
And she's asking a question. Maybe we need to consider the plan that the other Rachel was talking about, where maybe you sit down as a group made up of the community and of the leaders and discuss a plan, because what you have is not working. What you got is not working. And moving the 7th and 8th graders together is not going to work either. Not putting.
All right, you're out of order. Wait a minute. We have a student, right? A student of the high school, right? So we listen to the children that we all care about before we all go on here shouting out.
God bless you all first.
You want to say your name and your
My name
address?
is Edwin Lugo, and my address is 217B Boyce Lane.
Now take your time.
I'm going to start with a statement. One of the main issues that a teenager has to deal with is peer pressure. Teens are being peer pressured by their own peers to wear certain clothes, join certain groups or gangs, or act in different ways. The point is, my peer pressure activity came to me, began at the age of 13 years old. 14, peer pressure led me to a gang activity. Cost me almost my life. Right now I'm a living testimony. You guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? The decision that you're trying to do is so bad. Are you trying? I'm gonna say it again. Your decision is so horrible. At the age of 14, having a gun on your head and saying that they're going to kill you because of peer pressure. You don't have to believe me if you don't want to believe me. But we're here. And most of all these people you see there, standing right there, is against this. Why not just finish with this and put it Exactly, people are saying it. And to end it off, a youth right there. That young lady right there was trying to say something here. She belongs to the Lakewood High School. She has the right to stand up here and say what she feels in her heart. Por favor, traduce.
Oh, could you say, wait, señor, you say it in Spanish.
Sí, porque sí, son dichos así.
Yes, Spanish.
Lo que estoy tratando de decir, no soy mejor en español, a ver si Alena me puede corregir en una palabra. Pero la idea de solamente esta señora poner los niños de tercer, cuarto grado junto con 7th grade y el octavo junto, sabiendo de mi testimonio, que lo dije aquí mismo, que en mi edad, 13 años, yo mismo, que me pusieron una pistola en la cabeza porque por mis decisiones de estar en una ganga y que permiten eso para los niños chiquitos, that's ridiculous.
I would just like to ask a question, sir. The thing that has me very concerned is we have failing schools, and the superintendent came up with an idea that she believes can rejuvenate the schools into passing schools. And some of the board members, including myself, felt the move was a wise move, based on what we heard at the last meeting and so forth. Now we're hearing something entirely different and true. There was no conversation between parent, student, and the board, which probably should have happened. My question to you, and again, I want to be redundant, is the move that was recommended, do you feel it's going to hurt the children educationally, or are you really just against the move because you're scared of peer pressure? And I know I asked this question before, but I need really to find out what the bottom line is, why everybody is against this move.
Edwin,
Excuse me.
you can answer.
Okay. Put it this way. Put it this way. Kids from elementary school, pre-K, you can name it. Kids that are already sexually active at the age of 14. 13. Well, 11, you name it. And in the same school, that's not good. That's not a good learning environment, just put it like that. If we have family school right now, imagine in 4 years. Let's put it that way. Just imagine in 4 years, if you make this movement or this change that she's trying to do, or you guys are trying to do. Imagine in 4 years. Right now, there's a 38% of graduates in high school Lakewood.
That's right.
Imagine in 4 years, that would drop.
That's right.
What part of that don't you understand?
Insanely.
Yeah.
And what are we trying to do? Are we trying to raise the graduate levels?
Edwin, what is your solution? Besides, don't do it.
Solution is stay the same. Like how Lena said, there's programs. There's programs that we can invest first in.
Thank you. For some reason, Dr.
What grade were you in when you had the gun pointed to your head?
Junior.
And I would do have one other comment for Ms. Silver, if you don't mind. Why didn't we have, meetings with the public and the children and the parents?
We can't hear your answer down here.
Well, as you know very well, Mr. Finch, you and I discussed it last week. I did meet with parents.
Edwin. All right, now we're going to continue because we need to hear the public. This is Monica Guerrera. Monica Guerrero. Take your time. Don't rush. Say your name and address. Is English or Spanish better for you? Go for it. Hablas español. Yes. Go ahead.
I'm going to explain why I have the band-aid in my head.
No, hablas español.
Okay, Spanish first.
Yes.
Quiero explicar por qué tengo el band-aid aquí en mi cabeza, porque todavía no me entra en la cabeza la decisión que usted y que todos los del board han tomado con decisión a la educación de todos los niños de aquí de Lakewood. Soy una representante de la comunidad de Lakewood, trabajo como líder y nunca me invitaste a una reunión.
Sí.
¡Nunca!
No tampoco. And I'm the avocado, and I wasn't invited. I agree with you.
Le quiero dar gracias a toda la gente que está de acuerdo con lo que usted está haciendo, con lo que no está haciendo, más bien. Que es la gente que está de este lado. Estoy apoyando 100% a esta gente, a todos los padres de familia, a todos los niños, porque como comunidad somos la voz. Sin nadie. Yo puedo estar con mi hijo ahora mismo en mi casa viendo televisión, pero estoy aquí apoyando un hijo de un mexicano, un hijo de un ecuatoriano, un hijo de... Y yo creo que mi voto o mi voz hubiera contado.
Can you do English or no?
Yes.
Slow.
I explained to her why I had a band-aid in my head because I can explain how she never invited me in one of the meetings that, you know, she had holding for this decision. Really, I don't understand. I say that I'm the voice here for the families in Lakewood. Doesn't matter if they're Mexican, Ecuadorian, Colombian, and Puerto Rico. And really, I'm here for the support of these people. And, you know, I want to know when you made the decision, if you include the parents, if you care what they think. I want to know.
I'm very happy and I hope that I will see you at every meeting. I really do, because as I said before, we haven't had this kind of participation. Even if you're against or for, this is wonderful, because this board has been talking about the fact that we don't have enough parents showing up at the board. So you have the right as a mother to decide what you want for your child. I am a superintendent. I've been told, and I looked, and I said, how can I improve the school? This is one of my decisions. You can be against it or for it, but I don't believe that we should keep it the same, because for the last 30 years it's been the same and it hasn't worked. That's what I say. Lo que yo dije en español es que yo le doy, creo que aplauso a usted, porque espero que usted venga a todas las reuniones, porque en los 2 años y medio no han visto suficientes padres aquí para ayudarnos con la decisión. Y yo sé que usted está contra, pero la cosa es que tenemos que hacer algo. Y lo que ustedes me están diciendo es, no haga nada, que todo sea igual. Porque un plan de 5 años, tenemos que hacer algo inmediatamente para ayudar a nuestros niños.
Sí, pero no revolver los niños.
Yo respeto si no
funciona ella como superintendente.
Un momento. Your 4 minutes are up, and I have an idea. Pongamos esto en pausa. Pausa. All right. Hagamos reunión en la Lakewood High School a las 6 p.m. mañana. Ahora reunión lunes a las 6 p.m. en la high school habla de todos estos asuntos. Tengo serias preocupaciones con una discussion. You know what I'm saying, come on. Una discussion seria. Al fines del día, superintenda la onda a la comunidad necesita cambios. In English, Tracy, work with me. Don't get swayed. They don't really care down there. Let me say it in English.
We couldn't understand you.
Let me say it in English. Let me say it in English. I have an idea, Mr. Tip and other esteemed board members. Let us put this discussion on hold. Let us have a meeting tomorrow night. No. Well, you don't have to come. It's not a board meeting. All of a sudden you're not available. Let us have a meeting Thursday night at the high school, 8 p.m. Anyone who wants to come can discuss it. Let us have another meeting Monday, if Thursday is not good, at 8 p.m. And let there be a true discussion of all the pros and cons of this.
I want to be heard now, not
No, you will. No. We're not saying you're not being heard. Everyone's going to be heard. We're going to hear everyone. The problem is, it seems like one night, only 2 weeks ago, someone orchestrates people to come here, or someone, and it seems like everyone is pro this idea. Only 2 weeks later, we have what appears to be everyone against this. So instead of having, I'm saying the same thing. I'm not saying bad.
You want to make sure you want to solve next time?
What we're saying.
2 more minutes. Yeah, okay.
What I am suggesting is so there can be a true exchange of ideas around a big table, as opposed to people just getting up and very interesting ideas are coming. I have to say this, Ms. Silva, I think you're great. The board thinks you're great because they brought you here. But I'm getting a report now for the first time. If you think I'm going to do that course you take, the skimming course, the Wilson reading or whatever it is, you're not going to do that though. Okay? You highlighted it already 2 times. But I think that there needs to be a discussion with everyone who wants to come and hear the pros and cons. Because it's not fair to the board who I represent. The board is sitting here trying to make change. There's only one educator at this table, that's Lydia Silva, like her or not. And the bottom line is, the board wants to make change, as does everyone here. Everyone wants change. Okay, everyone wants change. That doesn't keep it or not. Try to think higher level thinking. No one is saying we shouldn't keep it, we should keep it, at least I'm not. But there are a lot of people, Lenny, there are a lot, Lenny, 1 minute, I want to finish. Lenny, what's ridiculous? So you don't want to have a discussion of this? You want to do it tonight? Okay.
Michael, for the board, for the
Here in the paper saying he is having the great configuration for the last 50 years. If he worked for 50 years, why is no one working now? He was celebrating before. Who graduated from Lakewood High School? Me. Everybody. We can continue doing the same that we was doing before. Continue with this. with these people too. I don't know.
Through the chair. I'm hearing everyone, Lenny, and, has been a board member. And I did vote in favor of the candidate. What I'd like to recommend, if possible, please, let me finish before you start screaming at me. I do believe what Tracy Tiff said before got a lot of merit, but I did want to hear some other folks. And what I'd like to see if we can do is rescind the motion, have another meeting with everyone present, listen to all the pros and cons, and hold it. Wait, just listen please for 1 second. If you know Lakewood has made, and I believe this, or I wouldn't have ran for the board. I believe that this board and board members should have retired a long time ago. I do believe that bad decisions were made by this board. I'm trying to do something that I feel, if I'm going to vote to change my vote, I want to hear from the people the pros and cons. Last month, we had a lot of people here who were totally the exact opposite. I want to hear from everyone. I'm not saying we need 3 meetings. Let's have 1 meeting. Let's hear it out. And you know what? We don't have to have it for 3 hours or 4 hours. I'll sit the whole day and listen to everybody, but I think we need to have legitimate concerns from the parents and the students who are pro and against.
And the teachers.
And the teachers. At this point, I changed my vote. But before I do that, I would like to really, I think this board has made major mistakes over the last 20 years. And I don't want to be part of making another mistake. So I'm asking the public to go along with 1 more meeting and let the board members have the true input. We have not been given the true input. I'll say that right now.
What about the Jewish schools?
I'm sorry?
All right.
Ella pregunta para
No, we're not going to do that. I know.
¿Cómo que no? ¿Cómo no? ¿Quieres saber?
They're worried. What are they worried? You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about people standing up and saying what he's worried about. I'm worried about, I just suggested as to Mr. Banks, who is that let us have a true discussion of this. And every time I say that,
Decision and then have a discussion for the upcoming years about it, then we can talk about it. But this decision, as you very well heard, doesn't make sense. Are we saying money? Is that one reason? Are we saying money?
no, actually we need to find money to do this. Lenny, are you signed up here? I'm calling you 1 second. We are now going to Mrs. Listen, I heard you. They heard you.
All right,
we need to hear the public. It's not right.
But before they hear the public, I would like to just, I'll make the motion to rescind last.
All right, great. Didn't we just tell Mr. Tiff a half hour ago?
I would like to hear a few more comments.
Oh, okay. So if you get here on time and sign up first, you win. The public said they want. Does the public want to be heard?
There's a motion.
Unless you already heard us.
There's a motion on the floor.
Mr. Thomas, last week, 2 weeks ago, we sat here and we heard a very, very angry mob that was screaming, yay for K through 8. And only 1 or 2 people that were vocal against K through 8. Now we have an angry mob that's saying no K through 8. We want to do what the people want us to do. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, if you would have been here, don't do that, Mr. Thomas. Get out up here.
Let us hear the public.
2 weeks ago, we were here and we heard people screaming and yelling at us, K through 8. We want to do what the people want to do. How do we know that in 2 weeks, another angry mob is not going to come here and say, go to K through 8? I want to hear you, and I'm going to stay here all night and hear you.
need Sister Rachel, please help me. Reverend.
Oh, stand up.
Excuse me. We have two choices now. Sister Rachel, 1 minute, hold on a minute.
No, que no quiere eso.
And we'll adjourn the meeting. And then the decision stands.
We're going to have let us listen to them, okay? That's the best thing, the right thing to do. We are not, nosotros no somos un grupo de mafiosos. We're not
Right.
Okay?
I want to give everybody.
Personas que queremos el bienestar para nuestros hijos. We are people who want the well-being of our students. Sea a favor o en contra, for or against.